part whatever of the Trudy project, but should I actually call it the Speed Triple project, because we've finally got the dent fixed in the tank. A wizard called Harry has taken the challenge of getting that massive dent out of my tank and has done a spectacular job of it, as well as colour matching it to the rest of the bike as well, without me even giving him the colour code for it. So if he doesn't know he's a wizard already, he does now. While that was being done though, curiosity got the better of me and got me questioning whether or not this was really fully serviced. I've only done 3,000 miles on it, and while the tank was off, I thought, hey, why not just whip out the air filter and see what it looks like? So when I whipped it out, as you'll see, it's charcoal black. So someone was telling a few porkies. With that being said, I ordered a new air filter. Considering that this bike is on 22,000 miles, I don't know whether the spark plugs have been done either, so I've ordered some laser iridium ones to go in the bike. Not only that, but since getting the tank back from Harry, he said that the seal on the actual fuel pump looked a bit ropey, and I trust him because he is the wizard Harry, and ordered another one of those. So for this video, that is exactly what we're going to be doing. Why I'm doing this? Well, because at the end of this, I think I'm going to have to let go of this bike. But more on that later. Let's get on with actually doing some bits on the bike and get it back up to scratch, and hopefully finishing the Trudy project. First job, just to whip out the old air filter and put it back in. It's super simple. You literally undo the 5 bolts on the top there once the tank is off, pop that out and replace it with the new one. So while that's done, that's the simplest one. It's not actually going to go back in just yet. It'll be done pretty much second to last thing. You can actually work on taking the battery out of the bike and take some screws out. I'll show you that in a sec. The top mount of this for the airbox is 7 different screws, and then also I need to get the bracket out for the battery because otherwise it won't actually lift up and out. So doing that, it looks like they're just Allen keys, so should be a quick and easy thing to just whip out, and then we got the top bit off. So, ever since owning this bike, I swear I've spent more time fixing it than actually riding it. Which, don't get me wrong, I love. I enjoy working on bikes, it's half the fun. But I know most people aren't exactly out there dreaming of surprise repair bills and mystery problems. The plan with this one was simple. Buy a decent second-hand bike, ride it, enjoy it, do a few bits, job done. And well, yeah, that didn't quite go to plan. It wasn't really an issue, but something that I keep seeing on this bike is anytime there's anything to do with like tightening up a bolt or anything, they've done it to FT spec. If you don't know what that means, it's fucking tight. So it's ended up rounding out like the soft metal. It's more circular than it is Allen key shape. All of this is loose. There's 7 screws around the whole of this, plus the 2 Allen key bolts behind the battery tray. The next thing to do is to take these connectors out. It shouldn't be too confusing because they're very unique in the positioning they need to be in. But obviously, for visual reference, I'm recording this, so if I have to bite my own tongue, I can go back and revisit this video. The rubber seal on this looks to be in pretty good nick. That whole unit literally just comes out like so. I'm gonna wipe it down a little bit after I've done all the other bits on this. From what it looks like in the top of the trumpets, it isn't bad at all, but it does need a bit of a wiping down. So I'm gonna go do that. It's like a 4mm, I think, HW4. I think that's a 4mm base inside the trumpet. So yeah. And they're out. We also have to do a couple of hoses there. It'll be quite obvious. The one with the block and the connector, underneath it, it has like a mini C-clamp, Jubilee clip, something similar to that effect on this one. And then the one at the bottom doesn't have anything on it. It just kind of slots onto the very bottom. And then you can swing it out. But what I saw next was not fun. No, here's a dirty bastard in here. Plan of action, I think, is to clean all of that muck off. The top of the airbox wasn't exactly spotless, but I definitely wasn't expecting what was hiding underneath it. I think I need to whip out the bad boy. The top of the engine was absolutely caked in muck. I mean, to be fair, it's nearly 10 years old, so it's not exactly shocking, but still, a bit grim. Either way, I'm not about to just leave it like that. I'm already in here, so I might as well sort it out properly. And at the very least, that's one less thing for the next owner to worry about, at least for a little while. Nobody wants it to be all mucky and gross inside of there. I don't think anyone would want that on their bikes. My dad always says, if you can clean it and you're not going to touch it for a while, then clean it. So that's what I've done. It just looks cleaner in there, and that's what's important. Time to actually get the spark plugs whipped out and replaced with the new laser iridium ones in the box over there. So let's do that. So here are the spark plugs that I've got. They're just going to go in situ. I just need to pop it off, make sure I have the right socket for the actual spark plug with a little rubber grommet in there to kind of hold it. That's for undoing and for doing up to. And then I have to torque it down to 12 Newton meters, which is not that much, to be fair. And hopefully I don't fuck it, you know. Next up, I moved on to the spark plugs, which meant pulling off all the injector clips first just to get access. Once that was out of the way, I could finally get to the plugs themselves. Super simple, one at a time, but they are buried deep in the head. I have to use a massive extension just to reach them, which felt like a good idea at the time, because getting them out later on, not quite as straightforward. The socket wasn't really gripping the plug properly, so trying to pull them out turned into a bit of a mission, and putting them back in, even worse. Just one of those jobs that sound easy until you actually start doing it. And she's out. It's a bigger pain in the arse than I thought it would be, but hey, she's out. But to be fair, once I actually got them out, they were burning pretty clean, so at least that's a good sign. No obvious issues with fueling or anything like that, which after all the hassle, I'll definitely take as a win. So we are getting there. Now it's time to torque it down. I've already put it in situ, tightened it up a little bit, finger tight. Time to torque it to 12 Newton meters of torque, and that should be good enough, I believe. Mine's an old school sort of torque wrench, so I have to do maths. So it's 7-0, that means it's 7, so I need to add 5 to get to 12. We're on to the last one. Oh yes, for some reason, it's so much easier getting in and out now after you've done that. So those are the spark plugs done. The last one was a bit of a pain in the boutiere, but I'm so glad we got it done. All I need to do now is put the airbox back together, back into situ, then change the seal. And then, yeah, we're nearly there, The hardest part is done. If you made it this far in the video, honestly, thank you. And if you haven't already, and if it's not too much to ask, please do hit that subscribe button. I'd really appreciate it. Now, for the reason I'm actually letting this bike go, well, it's because I don't think it actually suits me. Don't get me wrong, it's a brilliant back road bike, but for longer rides, yeah, it's not the most comfortable thing in the world. She'd go nowhere. Plus, where I live, I barely get out of second gear anyway. And to really enjoy this thing, you kind of have to go at speeds where you could potentially lose your license, which isn't ideal. And if I'm being honest, the whole scene around the faster bikes, especially around people my age, it just feels like everyone's got something to prove. Speed, power, all that stuff, and it just doesn't really matter to me. I ride bikes for the feeling, the stories behind them, and the history behind them. I'll take an old Bonneville over a brand new bike any day. She's straight as an app. Now I need to put the tank back on, and then we're pretty much there. Oil seal first, oil seal for the tank, and then we're pretty much there. Here she is, all without a dent. He even managed to bring back the seam line at the top of the tank. I don't know how he's done it, and he's colour matched it perfectly to the bike. Don't know what to do with it now, because I need to put it on something flat that's not going to scratch the tank up, so I can access the seal. This is the only way I can prove it. This is old and very fragile, so it's been replaced. Oh, I've enlisted the help of my girlfriend. Up until now, everything's been fairly calm, fairly straightforward. But now it's time for the tank, and this is where things start to get a bit interesting. Because instead of just getting on with it myself, I decided to ask my girlfriend for a hand, which in hindsight, might not have been my best idea.
That's quite hard, I must admit. I have got long nails, babe. Hurry up! I'm trying to put it in and you're not using it. It's hard to be a man, isn't it? It's twist and push. I was going to figure that out. I'll just hold the tank up where you take all your clips and your shots and your Angles.
Hold on, we're doing it.
What do you mean hold on? I've been holding on. Oh, this is what people do.
Take this out. I want to see if it just lines up.
Are you okay?
I'm so glad my head is that bouncy, yeeting it away from the tank. So yeah, I somehow survived that attack, or incident. I say attack, it really wasn't, just a bit of an accident. But still, could have gone a lot worse. And somehow the tank came out completely fine, which is honestly a miracle, because after getting this close to finishing it, that would have been an absolute nightmare. So it's the following day, we are now doing the sticker. Dad has assumed control of the operation and has put Sharpie on the tank.
We'll find out later, won't we?
Now, I'll be honest, for this next bit, the way we did this was probably way more complicated than it needed to be. We had masking tape coming out our eyeballs. We kind of looked like mummies by the end of it. You missed a bit. So I'm not even going to try and explain it too much. You can just watch us struggle through it. It's so odd, didn't you? Just trying to heat yourself up. Is that because of your old age?
This is -2, mate.
The sticker is now on, and we are in agreement that it is pretty good. It's all lined up to there, to just the bottom of the H. Time to peel this off, and hopefully none of the letters stick back through it. So we've taped up the other side, because we already measured out this side. It should, in theory, be easier. So we've lined it up to basically that corner there, if you can see. That edge is now completely square. Is that the right terminology for that? To that H over there. Also, there's a bit of excess on the Triumph badge itself, so we had to overlap it over the tape a little bit to what we think is the line of the tape to the top of the T. Just nitpicking. Whether we can stick it down that same way is another question. And by the grace of God, somehow we got there in the end. And to be fair, from our point of view, it looks bang on. Okay, so I ran over to the shop to get some fuel to put into the Moto C clay to see if she'll fire up, if the spark plugs are okay, and also need to check underneath to make sure there's no fuel leaking out of the fuel pump, because obviously I just redid that. I need to make sure I do this alright, because fuel and paint don't really mix well. Doing it so cat-handedly, it's not good. Some fuel coming out the bottom. Everything is looking okay at the moment. I just checked by where the fuel pump actually is, because I can get a little bit of access through the bottom of the frame there, and it seems to be holding up. So I'm going to put more fuel in, close it, turn the key, prime the fuel pump, and make sure it's definitely not leaking. Order, what's that noise? I don't know what that noise was, but there's no leakages anywhere else. Let's keep going. It's like someone's peeing into the toilet. Huh?
She said it looks amazing.
Looks pretty now.
He said he needs to sell it because he's out broken.
That's dangerous for me. I'm gonna need your hand. Can you just make sure we don't drop the bike again?
Yeah, alright.
Let's see if she starts. No warning lights. Everything seems okay. The bike is now off the market. I'm not selling it any longer.
I've been grateful for the moon. Letting go with things I'll never know. Always sorry. Life ain't perfect, but it's perfect for me.